Thanks for joining me as I travel the world, going from fine dining through to street food and local specialties, all in an effort to find the world's best seafood. Hey folks, in this video I'm bringing you along on something a little bit different. I had the opportunity to book a points flight on Qatar Airlines from Tokyo to Barcelona for free. Now this, depending on your time of year, is a $4,000 or $5,000 flight, so I'm pretty amped to see what the menu holds. Now the most interesting thing about this menu, apart from all being made to order, is that it's a dine at your time style of menu. You can order anything at any time. You could have the soup for breakfast, you could have 2 pieces of the crusted beef and a spinach cannelloni for dinner. You can order a cheese plate at any time of day. They really don't mind, and the staff were super friendly. So as I looked through this, there was so much stuff that looked good. This is gonna surprise regular viewers, I may have overordered a little bit, especially when I saw they also had a Japanese Kaiseki menu. But safe to say, we're going to have some good food on this trip. So this video is going to be looking at the menu on the Tokyo to Qatar leg, then the lounge, and then the Qatar through to Barcelona leg. So first off, a bread basket that rivals a lot of the restaurants that I go to in New York. They had a full wine list. When I say full, it probably had about 6 different bottles you could choose from. You can see a croissant, a butter roll, and something with nuts. Nice butter, a fake candle, couple of water and juice glasses. Business class really wasn't busy, which probably explains why I was able to book one on points. And starting off with the herb crusted shrimp with the mushrooms. It was all really nice. This was, whilst it's probably the prettiest dish, it was probably my least favorite of the ones I had though. The shrimp were fried, and with the sesame for me, it was a little bit oily, but still it was all fresh and the flavors were good other than the oiliness. I was actually more impressed with these little automatic blinds. Next up, this is the Japanese Kaiseki, and what she's pointing to there, that is an extra omelette that I ordered that she just combined it all together. So you can see a whole bunch of different appetizers, and then the main fish dish, a rice dish, pickles, soy sauce, miso soup. Let me walk you through it all one by one. So first of all, a bunch of different appetizers. This is not unlike you would get in a Japanese Kaiseki meal, except that it's all served on one plate. So we've got tofu and egg and shrimp, the pickles. There's the little miso soup. This is a rice, the fillet of fish from 2 or 3 different angles. I got a little bit carried away. What do you think, Steven Spielberg? And then the side vegetables. Now this is the eel tamago, which is eel in egg. You might have seen my recent eel lunch in Tokyo. That was actually the day before this flight, and I had a serving of that as well. So this is nothing like that level of food, but it was really good. Now some third-person footage as I actually tuck into it. Now the rice was pretty bland, but for a lot of Japanese travelers, having rice is a nice thing. You need to have it. You'll note that that's wrapped in paper that's made to look like it's roasted bamboo leaf or something, but it's not, it's just paper. So after a great meal, a cocktail, playing with the window a little bit more, watching a movie, they brought even more snacks. Then it was time to go down in the lay-down bed with the really plush blanket and sleep for the rest of the flight until I arrived at, here we are, the Qatar Business Lounge. Now it seemed like half the airport was lounges. Everyone in this part of the world seems to travel in business or first class. Now the lounge was actually split into 2 sides. One side had a big sandwich bar, then there was all these water features in the middle and lots of areas to relax. Actually, that's not true. There was 3. There was 2 wings, and the central area also had a buffet of cold cuts and cheeses and that kind of thing. Then when I went to the main area, that's where we had all of the meats and cheeses and all of that good stuff. All the stuff at the buffet was really nice and fresh. I'm getting to my point of almost overload at this stage though. Lucky, time to take the escalator back down and then on to my second flight, which was on a much older plane from Qatar through to Barcelona. As is often the way, you have a combination of foods between the 2 countries you're going to. So my first flight was Japanese and Middle Eastern. Now it's Middle Eastern and European on this flight. On the second flight, we've obviously had a clear shift towards more European food as we're heading to Barcelona. So we've got breads, pastries, and a burger. Sadly, no seafood in sight. Still an amazing experience. I was really lucky to get this upgrade. Fingers crossed for another one in the future. The food is at a totally different level than you get back in economy at the back of the plane. Please like, subscribe, leave me any comments, and I'll see you soon with more adventures to find the world's best seafood.